Final Fantasy series defined what a JRPG could be back in the 90s. Nowadays, you think Final Fantasy, you think big hair and bigger boobs. So I thought it was about time I talked more about the series than not just define what a JRPG could mean to me, but what a game could just make me feel. That sounds cheesy, but you know, it's already recorded. So let's count down the top 5 best Final Fantasy games ever. I'm gonna say ever. I don't think they're ever gonna make a better one again. It's maybe. Number 5. Final Fantasy VIII is weird. It's overly complicated in pretty much every which way it can be. The first time I played this game, I didn't know what was going on or how to play it. I even had the manual. Remember manuals? They were really nice. I miss the smell of them. Everything out. I got all the way to Disc 4 using just GFs, which made the game way too long. But I played it again when I was older and found one of the best Final Fantasy games ever made. You know, don't judge a book by its cover or the contents of what's inside the book if it's a really confusing book. The story is definitely the weakest part, but it makes up for it with solid characters and a super exciting plot with lots of action. One of my favorite parts is when you and your gang are away from your little military school, and while you're away, like, civil war breaks out. How does it even happen? And you go there, you're running around, you're fighting other students. It's crazy. So the draw system is weird. Like, it's stupid if you just don't think about it. And if you use a guide and draw only what you need, it can be mad fun and time saving. You can easily get through this game in 30 hours, which is a huge plus for me. You just gotta make sure you're junctioning the right spells to the right stats. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but if you play your cards right, you can be doing massive damage super early in the game. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's tornado spells and those like blue bird guy bats. It's attack heaven. Hell, whatever one's more dangerous or good. Number 4. Final Fantasy X was the first Final Fantasy game with voice acting. When it first came out, it blew my mind. We all didn't know how bad the voice acting was. We didn't really have much to compare it to. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Titus. Besides 10-2, this is probably the best Final Fantasy combat system. It's pretty much the perfect turn-based fun. I know I said more. Being able to switch out party members on the fly was fun and new, and worked great with everything having a weakness. You pretty much had to level up everyone, so you didn't suck. Except Kamari, but then if you didn't, his friends just kicked his ass. They're the worst friends ever. The Sphere Grid isn't everyone's cup of tea. With the recent remastered and the international version where you can choose an alternate version, which the path kind of just lets you do a lot more things, so you're less one-dimensional, and it's just better. Why was this not in the game to begin with? Square. I love the sense of adventure this game has. Yeah, it's all about saving the girl, saving the world plot, and been done a billion times. But it just feels so much more epic than that. There's something charming about these characters that just brings a smile to my face when I think about them. It's probably Wakka's hair or Lulu's boobs. Owzer. Oh, and Blitzball, you either loved it or you hated it, and I loved it. It's pretty much an RPG fan's wet dream about a sport with numbers, stats, and greater than signs. Besides playing some b-ball, going around all of Spear and trying to sign the best players was really mind-blowing and pretty ahead of its time. All these Be a Pro modes today in sports games got nothing on the Blitz. Number 3. Final Fantasy VII is pure magic. It's so many people's first FF game and or just first RPG. It's both for me. I remember trying it when it came out, and I was like 11 and I thought I was fighting Barrett and I didn't know what was going on. Kids are stupid. A few years later, just on a random hunch, I just picked it up again, thought I'd try it, and it just clicked. I don't know what changed, brain function or something. I remember poring over the manual when I was in bed right before playing it, just eating up every piece of information. I was like, oh, Shinra and Cloud, oh man, he's like 17 or 18, and this is just 19 and she's 17. Man, this is all really important, and I can't wait to see how this doesn't really come into play again. I'm not going to say much about this game, because if you haven't played it yet, I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you really messed up. 7 would be higher if not for the fact that it aged pretty poorly. It looks like shit outside of combat, and it's got some weird translation here and there. But if you can get over those things, I would just try it for yourself and hopefully just see what everyone loves about it. Or if not, you can just join the other side of the fence and just throw oranges or grapes at people. Why would you throw grapes? It's just stupid. Number 2. The Final Fantasy XIII trilogy is looked down on for good reasons, I guess, but the one that gets shit on for all the wrong reasons is Lightning Returns. Let's get this out of the way. The story's not great, but there's not a lot of it, so who really cares? Like, I really don't remember anything about it. I know that this chick, who kind of looks like your sister, is being a bitch, and this guy from the second game of the 13 series is also being a bitch, and that's all I could tell you. If you can get over the fact that you're playing dress up, you will find one of the most deep and fun role-playing games of probably the last 10 years. You can quote me on that. Put on the box, sell millions of copies, Far From Lima, most influential man on the tube, minus billions others. The time limit in this game is a make or break for most people, which I don't really get, because if you're just playing to beat the game, the time really doesn't, it's not a factor. Say like Majora's Mask, which if you're just playing it, it's just gonna kick you in the face over and over again. The time limit only really comes into play if you're trying to 100%, but that's when the game gets like really fantastic. Running around a small but very dense map, trying to do every quest perfectly is a thrill like very few other games even come close to giving me ever. Now the combat and job system is to die for. It's perfected the turn-based combat from the last 2 games and just made you control lightning, while being able to switch between 3 jobs, dresses. Get over yourself, people. It's the same thing. Trying to find the best outfits with the best weapons and the best movesets is, it's so good! It's just simple as that. You haven't played this game with an open mind, you're just hurting yourself. Play it again. You owe it to yourself, man. It's, oh my god. Just try it, please. Open mind. Go in. You can skip all the cutscenes. Grab a walkthrough. And go to town, man. Just go to town. It's number 1. As someone who missed out on the OG Final Fantasies, I've had a lot of trouble trying to get into them these past years. But I would assume Final Fantasy IX is the next best thing. Let's get this out of the way. Most FF leading men and women aren't that great. I don't know why. Square just can't do it right. But for 9, they got it right. Zaydeen is just gold. He's funny, badass, and one of the few thieves in the series with an actual gameplay purpose. There's just so many good things to steal. There's a sword, there's trinkets, oh god, just make it so good. The rest of the characters are almost as perfect. Vivi, Steiner, even the evil queen. Oh man, I need to replay this soon because the story's kind of starting to fade in my mind. But I think Zaydeen is like an alien. Spoilers. So the story can't be that great. But you go on such a crazy adventure with some of the best characters around, and it makes up for it that you're a monkey alien. Just a monkey. No one ever asked like, why do you got a tail there, bro? Everyone's like, yeah, he's just a guy with a tail. It's cool, man. We can learn a lot from Final Fantasy IX. The turn-based combat is a little slow to start, but once you get 3 or 4 characters, it picks up in pace a lot. And the crystal system is way too addicting. Gotta catch 'em all. Crystal doesn't really roll off the tongue. Each piece of equipment has an ability you can learn, and a lot of them aren't the best. But you gotta learn them anyway. It's an RPG, what else are you gonna do? This game is just great from beginning to end, and has aged the best of all the PS1 Final Fantasy games. Do yourself a favor and play this game. Sit back and enjoy one of the best adventures ever made. What can I do for you?